Hello and welcome back on this new video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you can get the notification whenever I upload a new content. So in this video, I'm about to build here a quadrant chart, okay, with parameter and then parameter action, right? So this is what I'm trying to build here. So this tutorial is actually to guide you through how to achieve that. And the first thing I'm gonna do here is to actually show you actually what I'm trying to build here, the quadrant, and then how actually the quadrant looks, right? Here is an example actually what I'm trying to achieve here with the different component of it. So here is the quadrant. This is what I'm trying to build up here, right? So right here, this is how it looks actually. This is what I'm trying to achieve here, right? So we have the quadrant looks like similar, it's just similar to this is what I'm trying to achieve. That's my end game, right? I want to have these four, this quadrant here, four different component. You have the upper right side of the quadrant here, the upper left side, the lower right, and then the lower left. And definitely you will see they have four different calorie. This is what I'm trying to achieve here with my discount at the bottom here, and then I want to have my profit here, on the vertical axis, and then on the horizontal axis here, the y I mean the x axis, I'm gonna have my discount there. So that's my end goal. That's what I'm trying to achieve here. And so the first thing you want to use here is to use the percentage discount in percentages, and then the profit ratio. So the discount here is actually, when you look at the discount here, is the discount is just a whole number, right? Which varies from 0 to, is a whole number. So I do not want to use this. I want to use percentages of discount. So I'm going to create here, I'm going to let me duplicate this discount, and then actually I can just change the default properties of discount here to something. Let me format this. I'm going to use percentages, 0 decimal, and click OK. So this is what I'm trying to use here for the discount, right? I want to use percentages. So I would change, I may want to change the name of this discount. It's fine. Now for the profit, I'm going to use profit ratio. So for the sake of time constraint, I actually already have this profit ratio evaluated. Let me just edit it so you will see how it looks. It's just dividing the profit by total sale. That's all. So that's what I'm trying to use here, profit ratio. You divide the sum of profits by sum of sale. That's all. So that's what this is about. Now the next thing I'm going to use here is to have them, and again for the profit here, I'm going to use the percentages, right? I'm gonna use the percentages of the profit, like the one I did, the default properties here. I'm going to use for the profit ratio percentages. I'm going to use 0 decimal as well. And yeah, so this is fine. Now we can just have them up here, and I'm gonna do the same with my profit ratio. Great. Now over here, the discount, I do not want to use the sum. I want to use the average. Okay, I want to use the discount, and again I want to switch them over. So I have my profit here on the vertical axis, and then the discount at the bottom here. Great. The next thing I'm gonna use, I'm gonna break this down by the customer ID. Okay, I'm gonna put customer ID here on my detail shelf here. So we're gonna have the customer ID here and break this down, by customer ID. Great. Now the next thing that we want to do here is to create parameters, because we need to use parameters. So I'm gonna create parameter of my my discount, and then again parameter of the of my profit. Okay, of my profit. So let's go up here. I'm gonna use create parameters. Okay, and I'm going to create parameter of discount. So I'll call this, instead of say actually for time, no, let me just use here discount. Okay, discount parameter, this is fine. The current value is 1, and I don't think I want to use 1 as my current value, because my parameters are in percentages, right? 1 will be like 100% actually. Technically that's what it means. So we can keep it as 1, we can keep it as 0, it doesn't really matter. So let me leave it out that way. I want to use a range, okay, for this. And again, when you see 1, I think that might be the reason why it's like that. If I was to put 0.3, it may be different, right? So I don't need a minimum or maximum, whatever that I'm using a range, and then set this, okay, and then I can show the parameter actually. I can have it shown here at the top. Do the same here with the profit, okay. We're going to create a parameter, parameter 2. So I'm gonna call this profit parameter, okay, profit parameter, and this is not all. I'm gonna use a range here and one, okay. We can keep it as one. Again, we are not using this, so I'm gonna put maybe 0 0.1 if you want to, okay, 0 0.1. So okay, what else? Fix is fine, and then let's click up okay. And again, I'm going to show this parameter here, show parameter, and it's gonna pop up here. Great. So we have our two parameters set here, for the discount and profit. The next thing we want to do here is to create reference lines. Okay, we want to create our reference line, and to do that we need to go to analytics. Okay, reference lines right here. We drag this one here to over here, and I'm going to change this because we are using our parameter that we just created. So for the discount, I'm using discount parameter. For the label, I'm gonna use the value. Okay, here I do not need any tooltip, so let's say none. And the reference line, I'm going to use something that is really impactful, something that is really bold. So let's use something bolder. This is fine. Okay, and we have it here, right? We have it here. The next thing we want to do is to use to create another reference line for the profit. Come down here at the bottom, the profit is here. Change this. We are not using the profit but the profit parameter. Here we're using the value, and again not the tip. Let's change this to a dotted line. Okay, I'm gonna use a dot. Okay, I'm gonna use a dot here. I'm gonna use something bold like I said earlier. Okay, and we're great. So now we have our reference lines here, right? And there is something missing on each reference line. I think there is the value of the percentage that is not shown here, and I want it to be shown. So let me see what really happens here. We can quickly edit this and see what's going on. Okay, yeah, you see, so I didn't use the value here, so that's why the value weren't showing. So click OK, and then you see the value pops up, and again the value is on the right side. We do not want to have this value on the left side here because it's mixing up with the value of the axis. So I can click on it, edit and format it, and then put this the alignment. So look at the alignment, put it on the right side. So this is going to shift and come on the right side here. Great. Is there something I want to change? No, we good. Okay, fine. So that's what I want to do. So we have our reference line, and we see that the quadrant is coming up little by little because we already have 4 components here, the top 2 and then the bottom 2. So this is good. This looks good. Now the next thing we want to do here is to create action, right? We want to create our action here. The action will make it, when I hover over each of these dotted line, the values are going to change. The percentages, which the parameters are going to, whichever value that I hover over on, you see this value will be shown on the parameter. So they will be dynamically, they will be dynamically changing as I move over, my graph, my visualization. So we're going to go over here to worksheet, okay, and we're going to use action. Action is somewhere here. You click on action. So the parameter action that we are going to use here, actually these are parameter action that we'll create. Okay, so I will add action here, change parameter, and I could use discount parameter and then profit parameter. So I will call this parameter, I will call it action 1 and action 2. Or I will change the name here. I will say D action. So the D action will be discount action, and then the P action will be the profit action. So I'll call this D action, and on my D action here, the target here will be the discount parameter, and the source field I'm going to use here the average discount here for sample superstore data. Okay, and I want it on the hover. So the run action will be hover. Whenever I hover over, I want it to move. So click OK, and I'm gonna do the same here with change parameter here. I'm gonna do the same with the profit. I will call this P action. So profit action. The target parameter here is the profit parameter. The source field is the superstore data that we are using here. Again, we are using a global superstore data, which is actually open source data. in any Tableau, public Tableau available. I will link up the data anyway if you needed to follow this tutorial with. So I have the profit here. It's set up. I want it at the hover. You click OK, and everything is set. You can click OK here, and you will see whenever we move here, the reference line is moving along and the value changes. So when you look up here, look at the parameter. Whenever I move the parameter values up here, they are also changing. Okay, they are dynamically changing, and this is working perfectly well. Okay, that's what we want. So this is great. Okay, this looks good. Now, little thing that I may want to change here. I don't want this value. I want to have this in percentages. I want to have this instead of having 0.0 whatever. I want to have it in percentage. Okay, we're gonna change that. So let's update this. Okay, we just have to click up on this line here. Okay, you click up on the reference line, you go on format. So I'm going to use number here, and I'm going to use percentage, zero decimal. Okay, this is fine, and then it's going to change this. Okay, I'm gonna do the same here with this reference line right here. Okay, I'm going to click on the reference line. Okay, and I'm gonna format it. Go to number, use percentages, and zero decimal. Cool. Now this has been changed here. You see we have percentages here. This is cool, right? This is cool. This is working perfectly well as me. And we can do the same with the parameter, but I do not want to do that. So I don't have this luxury of time to be updating everything. You can change it on your own. So the next thing we want to do here is the coloring, right? We have a quadrant, and remember, right? Remember, like the picture that I showed you earlier, right? I'm gonna use this very same picture. I wanna have the same I wanna draw the same stuff. Actually, let me actually show you what we are trying to achieve here. So we're going to use a calculated field, to actually achieve that. So, and here is the picture actually. Here it is. This is what I'm trying to achieve here, like I show you, right? And I'm gonna have the same thing with the upper left, upper right, lower left, and lower right. So this is what I'm trying to achieve here. To do that, we're going to use calculated field. So let me go back to data here, create a calculated field here, and I'm gonna call this quadrant color. Okay, I'm gonna use quadrant color. Okay, and the next thing I'm gonna use is to create a calculated field. So I'm gonna use an if clause here, right? I'm gonna use an if clause and say if, right, my discount parameter, right? I'm gonna use my discount parameter. So discount parameter is less than average discount, and the profit parameter is less than the profit ratio. Then we have upper right quadrant, which is right here up. And then else if, I'm gonna copy this actually, so you will know waste to save a lot of time here. So else if my discount parameter is greater, because we are using the discount parameter, right? The discount parameter is this line here, this horizontal line. So if my discount parameter here is okay greater, so my discount is greater than any other value that may be at the top. So if my discount parameter, we're gonna have it here greater, not less to. If my discount parameter is greater than the average discount, and then my profit parameter is less than the profit here, then we're gonna have upper left. Okay, else again, else if. Okay, I'm going to paste the same thing that I copied earlier, and we're gonna have our bottom right, okay, lower right quadrant. So for the lower right quadrant here, if discount parameter is less than or equal to my discount, and the discount again is on the horizontal line, so any discount parameter, sorry, this is my vertical line, that's my discount, is showing my discount. So if discount parameter here is less than or equal to my average discount, but the profit parameter is greater, okay, profit parameter is greater than or equal to the profit ratio, then we're going to have lower right quadrant. Okay, the last one is else, that would just be lower left quadrant. Okay, that's the last one, and then we can end this if clause, and we are done. So this is what we're trying to create. And now I'm going to use this quadrant color and put it on my color shelf here, and we're going to have our quadrant as properly done. So I'm going to pick this quadrant color here and put it on the color shelf, and voila, that's our actually quadrants. So we have our quadrant chart here with a different coloring, and when you look up to here, when you look up here on the color shelf here, shown on the right, on the top right here, you will clearly see that the green color here is upper right, which is true. The red is upper left, is great. The blue is lower right, lower left, which is cool, and then the orange here is lower right, which is cool. So this is actually what is those. This was actually what I was trying to build up here. Now there is a little cosmetic that may needs to add up, right? When you have a quadrant, the goal here is to analyze your data, right? When you look up to the profit and the discount or whatever here, you want to make, a wise decision, marketing oriented decision. You want to optimize your sales, right? And optimizing your sales means you want to have the ideal optimized sales optimum is to have very little discount percentage with high profits. That's the goal. And when you look up to the quadrant here, anything at the top right here, I mean, anything at the top is the ideal. Because when I move right here, when I'm moving on the right side here of my quadrant, I'm having higher discount. But when I'm having higher discount, it's going to going up. If I'm moving the horizontal line upward again, my profit is going up. So anything that is making the profit goes up, whether it's a lower discount or a higher discount, is preferable. So my upper quadrant actually they are ideal. So they are what any business oriented minded would want. Okay, you want to have higher profit with either a very small discount or a higher discount. So this is green, this is red, this is what we want to have. And anything that is ideal, I think the color will be green. So we'll change this color. The red color is not good because this is not like say it's a very good situation, right? When you have higher profit with either a low or high discount, if you want to have a higher profit. So this is good. So any quadrant at the top, we want to have them in a green color, and any quadrant at the bottom we want to have them maybe in a red or reddish color, something that looks, that will kind of signal to say, hey, this is not good, hey, something needs to be done. So when you look up to the quadrant at the bottom here is not really good. Why? Because the profit is going down. But whenever I move this reference line, this dotted line, okay, when I'm moving downward, the profit is going down. Okay, the profit is moving from 40% to 20 to 0 and the minus. So we're having like a negative profit ratio. So the profit is going down. It doesn't really matter whether the discount is increasing or decreasing, whether you are increasing the discount rate or decreasing the discount rate. As long as you are moving downward, the profit is going down. So the quadrant at the bottom, the two quadrants at the bottom are not good. They are not the situation that any business person will want. So we're going to change the color of the two quadrants at the bottom to something red and orange, and the one at the top we're going to use a green color. So that's what I'm going to use here. We're going to edit this coloring here, okay, and then I edit the color here. And I was saying this red in the upper right shouldn't be red, it should be green. That's the best color here. And again, over here the blue color shouldn't be blue, okay, this should be red. So I'm going to change this color to something red. So we're going to change this, okay, this blue to something red here. It's better. And what else? Okay, so this isn't yeah, the red should be changed, I said, to green. Okay, we need to apply this. I need to change this red. Yeah, the bottom here, this is good, this is good. Yeah, okay, so great. I think this is way better like that. Okay, so this signals something that, anything at the top is good. This is what we want. Okay, these color are very good, and the one here at the bottom, okay, this is not really good, it's not quite good. And again, the coloring is cosmetic, so everyone will just put the color that they feel. Sometimes you want to use your company, the color, that actually highlight actually the your company oriented colors. And sometimes but over here, business wise, you want to use a color that signal that this is not a good situation. And anything that is red or orange is telling you that this is not quite good. Okay, and something that is green or blue like, is good, is something promising, is something optimistic. So yeah, that's what I have for today. That's what I have on this quadrant chart using parameter and parameter action. I hope this helped. If you have any question, do not hesitate to reach out, and thank you for watching this video, and I will see you on the next one.